sliding in the DMs over here.
It's Declan Goff here from Score North and Judd's Hockey Show. So Danny's back in Cleveland and hanging out with family. Probably actually just going to watch Indians games is my guess.
Yeah, I think he's going to Barrio, watching the Cleveland Indians games, doing
Clearly.
things that Danny really loves to do on the weekend and on vacation.
So the Indians, just a quick recap of last night, and then we've got some more juicy Twins rumors to get into. But the Indians, of course, they go 14 innings. They've played the Royals 97 times already this season, and they go 14 innings with the Royals. So if you didn't stay up, the Indians did win last night, but the Twins bludgeoned the White Sox. So the Twins still have a 2-game lead in the American League Central. Can you believe, if I would have told you last night, Nelson Cruz has never had a 3-home-run game in his career? Were you as shocked by that as I was?
Absolutely shocked. I mean, that guy's been putting up baseballs all of his career, and I know he was the first 39-year-old since A-Rod, and of course A-Rod did it against the Twins 4 years ago in 2015.
Say, A-Rod was on something, but Nelson Cruz was on something at some point too, so we'll just let that one
go. We'll let both of them go. But that guy's got grown man strength, and he's at 39 years old. He's approaching 40. I know the Twins have a team option with him. And if this guy's power is still legit, that option's going to be critical going into next year.
It's a no-brainer. I think some guys, there's a clear age curve in baseball, and you're seeing it in free agency where front offices are smart to it. They're not going to go and sign players to multi-year contracts as big as maybe 5 or 10 years ago once those guys get to be 30, 31 years old. But I almost think with power hitters, Jim Thome was this way, Frank Thomas was kind of this way. Once you get to a certain point, if you get to be 34, 35, and you're just a pure power hitter, and you just continue coasting along, 40 becomes the age curve. Jim Thome was hitting 25 home runs as a part-time player for the Twins at 40.
Right.
So I wouldn't be super worried about an age curve for Nelson Cruz. Like if he drops off a little bit, he still is one of the most valuable power hitters in baseball. It's super fun to watch.
And super valuable outside in the locker room too, in the clubhouse. He's definitely, I think, helped bring in a winning culture into the Twins organization, which was, I think, lacking. They have a bunch of young pieces and young guys that I think can take that next step and be leaders maybe in a couple years. But having a Nelson Cruz and a Marwin Gonzalez with that winning culture, I think, is huge for this Twins team.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna throw a name at you.
All right.
I can't stop refreshing. I have a feed set up on my Twitter account that's just like Major League Baseball reporters and Twins reporters, and I just want to see. I'm refreshing every 5 minutes. This has become my new MLB trade rumors. I just like what's John Morosi reporting?
Yeah.
So. John Bonus from Twins Daily, not normally someone who would report Twins rumors and news, but you know what? We go with anything here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's reckless.
So he tweeted something, and I don't have the tweet in front of me, but I'm looking at this player's page because I need to know more about him in his current situation. That the Twins are kicking the tires on Lance Lynn and acquiring him from the Rangers. Now, okay, before you... So that was my first reaction too, all right?
Yeah.
So Lance Lynn with the Rangers this season, he's made 21 starts. And now, mind you, before he was with the Twins and before he was out with elbow surgery earlier in his career between like 2011 and 15, he was one of the best starting pitchers in the National League.
Yeah.
Pitched in World Series. I mean, has a ton of postseason cred. Came back from the surgery. We all know what happened with the Twins last year. He was mostly just a mopey disaster behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And didn't want to be there. I mean, he had a chance to make $3 or $4 million more by just staying with the Cardinals. It was his choice to go and test the market. He makes less money and plays for a team he probably didn't want to play for. But with Texas this season, he's pitched 21 times, 21 starts. He's striking out 10 batters per 9, including 12 strikeouts against the Astros in his last start.
Dang.
7 innings, 4 runs in that outing. And an ERA of 3.93. Can we say objectively that Lance Lynn would be one of the Twins' 3 playoff rotation starters right now if you added him to this team? Because I think you would say that.
Yeah, I think you would. And he was a guy that, didn't really want to pitch here last year. Was a kind of bad juju in the clubhouse. And I saw, I think it was during his Astros start, 55 of his first 78 pitches were just fastballs. So this guy just pumps in four-seam fastballs, and you would kind of think eventually, if you're a hitter, you're sitting dead red looking for that fastball, and he's still being able to blow it by them or mix in the secondary pitches enough to keep him off balance. I would be hesitant to give up, if they're going to give up a top 5 prospect or even a top 10 prospect for a starting pitcher, Lance Lynn's, I don't think the guy I would like to target.
So just for the entertainment factor,
Yeah.
I'm kind of in on this idea.
Okay.
But if your goal is to win a World Series, and really the Twins know exactly what they need to do if they want to beat the Yankees or the Astros in playoff series, everything was laid on the table, face up, all the cards were up after that Yankee series. I don't think a Lance Lynn moves the needle. Like, Lance Lynn helps your rotation, which is crazy to say after last year.
Right.
But he doesn't move the needle to the point where you'd say, yep, Twins are going to beat the Astros in a 7-game series. So if we're talking about the poker chips, as I continue with this dumb poker analogy, that you'd have to use to acquire players that would actually move the needle, I would rather focus those prospects in trades on the Noah Syndergaards, the Marcus Stromans. And I would say this, there's all kinds of Noah Syndergaard rumors out there. And Buster Olney reported, talking to some anonymous general managers and high-level baseball executives around the league. And they said it's no longer the Mets kicking the tires. The Mets want to move Noah Syndergaard, who has 2.5 years of team control, in the next 5 days. And they're asking for a top 30 MLB prospect. Well, the Twins have 2 of those. They've got Royce Lewis and Alex Kirilloff. So if you're the Twins, this is how I would view it. I'd rather hang on to Royce Lewis and Alex Kirilloff if I could hang on to those 2 guys and get Marcus Stroman and a reliever somewhere else. And also I get to keep Royce Lewis for the future and Alex Kirilloff. I would explore that. But if those doors are closed and it's just I just have no other choice but to give up one of those 2 players, I would give up. I'm to the point mentally now. I would give up Alex Kirilloff in a trade for Noah Syndergaard. Fight me.
I would love the Noah Syndergaard, and I know some people said like it would cost not just a Kirilloff or a Lewis, but also another top 5 prospect, maybe someone too that's major league ready that can help out the Mets. So I mean, this would be a big trade, and you'd have to spend to give. So I would be on board with Noah Syndergaard, and I would be okay with giving up a Royce Lewis or an Alex Kirilloff. I've heard some reports saying, well, you'd have to give up both. No way if it's both. 100% no if it's both. But I would give up Kirilloff, I would give up Gratterall, I would give up any of the top 5 pitching prospects to go along with him. And even if you want to sweeten it, I'd throw in Luis Arraez. I really would. To get Noah Syndergaard. You
just traded Luis Arraez on Cluster Fund.
Yes, I did. I would sell high on this guy. I mean, he's awesome. I love him, but I would sell high on Luis Arraez if I was the Twins. If someone comes calling. He's the second
coming of Tony Gwynn. I don't know what you're talking
about.
Well,
maybe. We'll see. And Danny Santana did that too, and then he fell off, and now all of a sudden Danny Santana's hitting home runs and slugging 500 for the
but
Texas
he was pretty
Rangers.
bad for like 5 years too.
True.
The question is Luis, I can't roll my R's.
Arraez.
Wow, you can. All right, so is Luis
Arraez.
Is he the second coming of Tony Gwynn, or is he the second coming of Lou Ford? Because if he's the second coming of Lou Ford, and you can trick some team into taking him as part of a package for Noah Syndergaard, then he has served his purpose in the last 3 months.
I think he's more Lou Ford.
I do too.
Yeah, I think
he's probably better than Lou Ford.
And you know what? He has hit at every stop of the minor leagues too. He's like a career 330 minor league hitter. So this guy's always been able to hit.
But he's not like he doesn't steal bases.
No.
He's a good player.
He's versatile. He can play third. He could play second or short, or second or first if you need him. But I would definitely sell high on him. And someone's have suggested Miguel Sano. I would probably wait till the winter. I think his value only gets higher if you were going to move Sano.
So many options. I guarantee they have flushed all this out behind the scenes, and they know. Like people, it drives me nuts when people suggest, "Are the poll ads gonna?" This trade deadline has nothing to do. The poll ads and the payroll, that's off-season free agency discussion.
Correct.
That's Bryce Harper's on the table. Hey, the Phillies are going to go 13 years and God knows how much money, and the Twins come in and have to say, well, like, we don't want to take a loss revenue-wise, and so. But at the trade deadline, as Rami said yesterday, your currency isn't as much money. You're going to take on money, but it's not. You're not taking on $100 million.
Right.
Your currency is the prospects you're willing to give up, and the Twins have more of that currency than almost anyone else who'd be buying. And one other thought on Noah Syndergaard too. I know people are looking at he's having a down year. His ERA is over 4. His strikeouts are down a little bit, and yes, he's had injury issues in the past. He had a little hamstring thing this year, which doesn't like Ken Giles' elbow scares me more than Noah Syndergaard's hamstring.
Right.
But imagine going to work every single day for a dumpster fire franchise like him. Like, he goes to work for the Mets every day. Their manager is fighting with media. His team's terrible. And they're just a laughingstock with the Yankees over here dominating for a century. If you put, much like Verlander on a down Tigers team going over to the Astros, if you bring him over 100%. Into a refreshed work situation, a pennant race, and probably a smarter front office and field staff that can say, hey, Noah, let's tweak this and this and get you to take a step forward.
Exactly.
I guarantee you'd be getting the old Noah Syndergaard, and then the only question would be if he's healthy or not for the long run.
Right, and I think the Twins, and we can close on it, I think the Twins, they're going this trade deadline wanting to be two different teams, or they could use two different blueprints to go to this deadline. Do they want to be the Royals, right? Do you want to push your chips all in, knowing that like we have this 1 or 2 year window to make World Series appearances, hopefully cash in, but we could mortgage our future? Or obviously, you'd love to be the Houston Astros, right? You'd love to be able to go to World Series and be able to look at 2022 and realize we're going to still be able to compete by then. I think that's the difficult position they're in.
Yeah.
And if I'm a fan, I'm totally okay with being the Royals and pushing these chips in for these 1 to 2 year World Series runs and then being inevitably terrible for 10 more years.
Yeah, that's the tough challenge because it's not like in the NBA where, all right, the Warriors before Kevin Durant had a 30% chance to win the championship, and then Kevin Durant makes it 100%.
Right.
Or Michael Jordan comes back. One player doesn't have nearly the influence. So you might, by pushing your chips in, you might only be increasing your chances from 10% or 15% to 20, 25%. You could still get beat. The Cubs could have gotten beat and almost did with Aroldis Chapman.
Yeah.
But you have to be willing to say it's worth it either way. And you know
100%.
what? I'm kind of with you. Don't give up both Lewis and Kirilloff.
Yeah, no, please don't do
But
that.
if you give up one of those guys and get a Noah Syndergaard and you're in on this season,
Let's do it.
let's rock and roll.
Do it. I'm so ready.
That's Declan Goff. He's going to actually go back and shut the stream off right now.
Yeah.
I'm Phil Mackey. This has been Cluster Fun. You can catch Cluster Fun also in podcast form on the Score North live feed, anywhere you find podcasts. And for all of you who've downloaded our mobile app at Score North, thank you. It's free. You get rewarded for listening live. You can find us on demand and all of our written content. So we'll keep speculating and following all these trade rumors. Thanks for watching, guys.